Thaumaturge is a demo that came out not too long ago. Made a video about it. Some retarded people, YouTube decided to show the video to some retarded people who either A, don't understand how videos work and just form an opinion from the title, or people who simply don't understand English any at all, and so they completely missed the point of the video. One blasted idiot said that the video was part of the problem because both sides sick and tired of both sides, and both sides complain about wokeism, which don't make no damn sense since one side wants woke. It makes no sense for you to complain about wanting woke. That's like saying a Christian group is complaining about a Christian themes in movies. That make no damn sense. But the game itself now, I'd mentioned or I hinted at it in that previous video. The demo has no wokeness in it at all. The setting, I'm kind of apathetic towards that setting. Never here nor there. It's not a turn off, nor is it something I'm particularly enthused about. But I do like the world building that they have there, although the game does have a propensity for one issue that I have with The Witcher. One of my issues with The Witcher, both 2 and 3, I actually refunded 3, is that the game is verbose. And somewhere along the line, games journalists convinced gamers and YouTubers that being verbose is sophisticated, and that is not the case. It makes no sense for me to walk up to you and say, can I get a lift into town? And your answer should either be yes, no, not right now. It makes no sense for you to go on this long spiel about where else would you go but town, there's nothing here, and then the only people who are here who have no choice. All of that is not necessary. Not necessary. But going back to other aspects, the game does have a lot of things going for it. It does have a little bit of rough edges, but that I would normally say, okay, they can get feedback and iron out before the game release. But the game is releasing in like 6 or 7 weeks. I'm not sure if that is enough time to fix all the little annoyances. So for example, you have a spidey sense mode or a heightened perception mode that your character will be able to notice things that you otherwise wouldn't notice. The problem here is in using the mode. First, it takes a while for the radius of the scale to go from just around a character to a wide area, and during that time you can't move. Now I don't know if later on in the game they have sections planned where you have to use the spidey sense mode to find something, and then you're on a timer or something, so the act of you having to stop and search using the AoE thing is balanced by the other mechanics going on at that time. But in the demo, you are not under any such constraint, and so it's just flat out annoying. Next is the turn-based combat. I love turn-based combat in RPGs. It's unfortunately a rarity these days. The combat appears, or battles appear to be more along the lines of Star Wars, the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, in that rather than Final Fantasy. So you can't run around the place and fight random battles and level up. Look at the battles, are very pointed, and pretty much once you kill an enemy, you can't go back and fight that same enemy. Now, it also, the combat does run into a problem that Darkest Dungeon 2 have, and is that it is overly animated and it is long and drawn out. Now, as I said, because the combat isn't as frequent as Darkest Dungeon 2, it's not as annoying. It still is an issue that you may come into. I can see it being becoming more than a nuisance if you play 10, 15, 20 hours into the game, right? The combat is a little bit slow. Too much time being wasted with animations and turn and so on. You also have other minor things, but my biggest issue, my biggest concern is the performance. Now, I made previous videos talking about how I don't like the way games industry and games media and YouTubers as well have been focusing the technology aspect of games, particularly Unreal Engine 5, the ray trace nonsense, and the nanite. Well, nanite is actually good, but the ray tracing part of it now, that I don't like. Now, ray tracing is better for developers. It saves them time. But the performance hit that it takes is not worth it. I'm going to show some footage here. This is the game on epic settings. The only thing I'm changing is the global illumination. So you have lumen, screen space, and then it being off. I'm going to just show you some screenshots first and then actual gameplay. And you tell me if adding lumen is a worthwhile addition to this game. Spoiler alert, I don't think it is. So if lumen requires, so ray tracing is very good for like CGI movies, but this performance hit is just too massive in games. Way too massive. You're better off using alternative that won't cripple your performance in that way. That's what I think. Anyway, these are the evidences to my point.